Madam Vice Rector, faculty members, ladies and gentlemen, dear soon-to-be graduates. I feel I have to begin with something which is not so nice. I have to remember one of the colleagues of the diploma course who was about to sit here with you to receive his degree and possibly to continue. This was Elray Kieran Ramsey from the Bahamas, who passed away only a few weeks ago. I ask you to stand and to pay tribute by one moment of silence. Thank you. The Vice Rector already alluded to a few of the specific characters we have today. One is that we have a Vice Rector of the University of Vienna who is also a mother, which I never experienced, so congratulations also to you. And the second thing is the title of your courses. And there was one thing where she was wrong. Only one thing, sorry. I very much like the diploma course title, Richard Coudenhove-Kalergi, because as you said, this was a great man. So congratulations choosing an Austrian who wanted to be a pan-European. That's something we should strive for. But I'm not so sure about the MAIS, Dumbledore's army. And why I'm not so sure? Because the Vice Rector was very polite. Because when I checked, I'm not a permanent follower of Harry Potter, but when I checked why Dumbledore's army was formed, it was somehow a criticism possibly of professors. Because it says, the organization was founded because the professor refused to teach anything other than textbook theory. And I thought, how could you know before you started here that? And the second thing is, you know, the Dumbledore's army is also called the DA. And I guess you meant something by choosing the DA. But let's be more serious on both sides. Students, it's your day. You will be soon graduates of these institutions. We're convened here, and it is one of the really great moments at the end of an academic year when I say I welcome you who will soon become graduates of the Academy. I welcome your parents, your families, friends, our faculty, our staff, and also our partners, and especially the University of Vienna, with which we have been working together for a long time. And I have to thank the University of Vienna, especially that they also graduated me here in this festival some time ago. When I say it's your day, I also mean that it's the perfect setting, because you see on this side the founder of the University of Vienna, and on this side also our founder, Maria Theresia. It's a bit bigger than life portrait of Maria Theresia. But there is one thing, and I think I should mention this. Maria Theresia became famous not for academic freedom, but rather for the state control of studies. And this is something which we are not following her in. I never said that before, but you deserve to know that. And I know that during your 1 and 2 years here, you followed this advice not to work in a state-controlled academy. There were a lot of issues where you, in this academic year, made the year a really special one. I remember only the opening and the inauguration we had. And this year it was with Professor Heinz Fassmann from the University of Vienna, the then Federal Minister of Education, Science and research. And even those of you in the last rows could see him, if I remember correctly. And then you organized the Christmas extravaganza with lots of very loud music, which our neighbors sometimes do not really like. But this year it was okay. I'm not sure what changed really. Maybe the neighbors got used to it, what you're doing. You organized the DA charity ball, a big occasion with the title Pacta sunt servanda. Something in our political life I think it's worth to remember, not only by small Austria, but also by bigger countries. Then you had the study trips, which are always very popular study trips, in your case, to Brussels, the Balkans trip, which I could join you partly, and also some of you went to Kurdistan, some of you went to the Ukraine, some of you went to Geneva, some of you will go to China with Professor Trappel very soon. And I saw many of you practicing diplomacy already in the years here when you organized conferences, the DASICON conference, our public events you joined, the simulations, the special seminars, the strategic gaming for some of you, the UN simulation. So you made the best of all of this. And you had also, and I think this is important that the Academy is offering this, you had career talks, our DA Link Career Day, and I remember especially one afternoon, we had, during our career talk, 510 one-to-one talks with companies. I don't know how you managed to have all these talks in one afternoon with 21 representatives from various companies. And then you worked with NGOs, you worked with all sorts of other activities. Some of you, I have to remember this also, went abroad for a semester with our exchange programs, traditionally Stanford University, Moscow at MGIMO, but also the Seoul Korea University and the China Foreign Affairs University in Beijing. And for the first time, two of you went to our new partner, the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. And you will be with our Summerfest tomorrow to have a final and a very private ending. This academy is at the moment at its peak as far as numbers are concerned. We have in this year altogether 208 students. And when I started at the academy some years ago, we were 45 students, more or less in the same rooms. So I'm not sure how you managed to be satisfied with what we can offer, but I got the feeling that you did. You were active in a lot of activities in your students' initiative, the DASI. And you had a number of societies which even increased. There was very, very active societies like Le Cercle, which got promoted by all ambassadors here because you always went to them and asked them to give their rooms. None of them complained to me, by the way. And you even wrote and published a magazine, Polemics, which I enjoy reading whenever it comes out. I'm waiting for the last one, actually. Can anyone give me an idea when it will come? Tomorrow, for the Sommerfest. And you had a culture society where you familiarized your foreign colleagues with cultural treasures in Vienna. And I hope you told them that for the 10th time, Vienna is the most livable city in the world, according to the Mercer study. But I hope you enjoyed this as well. You organized dance classes for the Vienna ball season. You cultivated vegetable patches in the garden. You produced smoothies and cake sales. And on Tipsy Thursdays, you kept us healthy, I guess. And some of you learned how to taste wine. That's always popular. I have no idea why when I mentioned the wine tasting. Some of you sang in the DA choir or played in the DA band, and many performed at our open mic events. And I could mention the sports committee and so on and so on. So you had a very tough year outside of your academic work. And I can say this was so successful because of the mixture you are. You combine students from all continents with a lot of different experience before that, and you form something like a family in these 1 and 2 years. And because it was said the vice rector is a mother, I sometimes feel like a father here at the Diplomatic Academy. But I should not forget that we also have PhD students, those who have reached the second stage of their studies, those who are completing their prep year, and one of them, the first one, will conclude her studies in the autumn of this year. So let's see whether there is a PhD candidate among you. We continue this program. For the next academic year, we will again have a good choice of students, about 600 candidates for 110 places we can offer the coming year. And all this we couldn't have been able to do with the help of a lot of persons, organizations. And I would like to mention, first of all, the faculty of the DA who guided and taught you through your academic year. It is one of our main targets to ensure that you, the students of the DA, have the best teachers possible in their fields. Looking for teachers from around the globe, and sometimes even in Austria. With our chairs, the postdocs, our Fulbright professors, our newly established Israel Institute visiting professor, and our guest lecturers, we have a very good student-teacher ratio at the DA. I'm proud to say the best anywhere in Austria. I'm also happy that we were able to welcome a new chair that for the first time we can have together with the University of Vienna. I'm happy to welcome Patrick Müller for his first academic year that he did from 2018 to 2019. I have to say that we have also been able to welcome this chair of European Studies because we say that the Academy, and that is something from the feedback that you sent to us, has to invest into research. It's not a time simply of knowledge alone. You need to find new ways of what you're doing. And this is why we will further invest in the research activities that we can offer here. This summer we have to bid farewell to two of our postdoctoral fellows, Emmanuel Comte and Rachel Johnston-White. They were both, I guess, very popular. With Rachel, I know personally. But in the next academic year, there will be even three postdoctoral fellows. In our group, I would like to thank our sponsors. And I would like to thank especially one person who is here in this room, one of my predecessors, Ambassador Paul Leifer. Thank you very much for your scholarship. We get, I would say always, not enough support. But we get the support from private persons, organizations, companies, banks, and institutions, and above all, the Austrian Ministry for Europe, Integration and Foreign Affairs. But also, that's important, from the Organisation Internationale de la Francophonie and many other supporters. Some of you would not be able to sit here at this moment without this support, and we're gonna try to increase it for the future. And last but not least, I'd like to thank your parents, your friends, my own staff at the Diplomatic Academy, and some of them are very involved, have been very involved in what you did these 1 and 2 years. And without them, you would have been poorer during your studies in every sense of the word. We are proud of you. You've achieved something. This group of 88 young people from 32 different countries, half of them, by the way, female, to be exact, 48%, not bad, who worked hard for this moment. I hope you enjoyed this truly international family that we tried to offer you at the Diplomatische Akademie Wien. The atmosphere of plurilingualism, vibrancy, as much as I did. We hope you will continue to be a member of our family in the alumni organization or any other contact you would like to have. All the great work, that's my last word really of welcome, all the great work in history about education is not mainly about knowledge. It's not about knowledge, but about the habits of the mind. And I hope that we could help you to develop the habits of the mind. It's about character, it's about dialogue, it's about diversity, it's about how to understand and drive change. Get involved in public life. That's the only advice I give you. Get involved in public life. There is a disruption out there that you will be anyhow involved. Try as much as you can to be part in making this change human. Our liberal world order is challenged. And you hear that every day now. But it's real. And I'm Austrian. Excuse me. I have to finish with an Austrian saying, which I ask you not to follow. The situation is hopeless, but not serious. I congratulate you on your graduation day.